Homeschooling can get really expensive if you are not conscious of your spending. So if you're a homeschool family surviving on a single family income or money is just tight in general, don't fret. There are a ton of ways to save money, and I am here to share with you 18 different ways that you can save money while homeschooling. So let's get to it. So the first and most important and probably the most logical thing to do is to create a budget and actually stick to it. That's the hard part, is sticking to it. So I suggest setting up a monthly budget with some wiggle room there for you to buy curriculum, school supplies, enrichment classes, and so forth. And when you do make a purchase, make sure it aligns with your homeschool mission and vision, because oftentimes we can get easily glamored by new shiny objects, and then we buy it and then regret it because it just doesn't work with our family. So be sure to stick with your mission and your vision. And if you haven't watched those videos yet, they're linked somewhere up here. So next is to plan ahead. I know I'm not a big planner. Some of you are, and that is great, but it's a good idea to kind of plan, just like at least get a month ahead and know what you're going to need so that you know what you need to buy. So budgeting your time and your resources is a big benefit for your homeschool. Next is to use what you already have. Check out your homeschool library and all the resources. You probably don't even need to get anything new because you probably already have it. Especially if you have more than one child, you're probably saving resources that you've used before. And even check your computer because you've probably downloaded some online digital content filed away somewhere and you forgot all about it. So make sure you check that out too. Next is when you're done with your curriculum, don't throw it out, sell it. You can make money off of the curriculum that you bought, and then you can use that money to buy new curriculum. And so there's like, I think on Facebook, there's a homeschool resale group, and you can sell it on eBay as well. So consider selling your used homeschool curriculum, which brings us to buying things used. You don't need to buy something brand new. You can buy it used. Like I said, there's that homeschool resale group. You can buy used curriculum on eBay. Sometimes just going to the Friends of the Library bookstore, you will find homeschool curriculum there. Or also if you go to the thrift store, a lot of homeschoolers end up donating their stuff because they don't want to bother with selling. Okay, next is to purchase multi-level curriculum, something that where you can use like one history curriculum for all of your kids. That makes life so much easier that rather than buying something different for each child. Instead of having one child studying world history and another US history, just have everyone do US history at the same time. It'll make your life easier and it'll help you save some money. Another tip that you can do is combine subjects, which is what we love to do, is use interdisciplinary curriculum or just create our own curriculum that's interdisciplinary so that we cover multiple subjects at the same time. So oftentimes history, science, and language arts, I can cover it with one curriculum. I don't need too much. So that's just buying one curriculum right there. So that's saving money instead of buying 3. And on top of that, make it multi-level and then you can use it with all the kids and not just for one. Next is to create your own curriculum. You do not need to buy curriculum. All the information you need is online and you can find it and you can create your own curriculum. You do not need to follow what someone else has done. Yes, it's easier following what someone else has done because they've done all the legwork. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that already did the legwork online. There's bits and pieces everywhere, and you can just piece them all together to suit your family's needs and save some money. And if you watched my previous video, you know my love for the library and why you should utilize the library to save some money because it's free. Unless, of course, you're the type to return everything late, then it's not. At least your fines don't cost that much. Hopefully. So utilize the library. It is your best friend. Next is to share with your homeschooling friends. Maybe they got some kids that are older than yours and they're done with the curriculum and you can swap. Or maybe one is studying US history, another studying world history, and then the next year you can swap curriculum and use each other's. Saves you some money. And you can also join a co-op. I know I'm not a big fan of co-ops. They're not my thing, but I do have friends that love co-ops. It's a time saver and a money saver for them. So consider joining a co-op. So next is to buy digital downloads. There are a ton of digital downloads. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay, but they don't cost a lot. And you're oftentimes supporting other homeschoolers or teachers. And I think that's a win-win situation. And like I said, there's a lot of free online resources out there for homeschoolers, so utilize them. Next is to take your homeschool outside and just use nature as your educator. And just go exploring and just, take notes, have like a nature journal and draw pictures and take notes and use apps to help you identify plants and animals and find out more information about the places you're going to. So just take your homeschool outside. And another thing you should do is check out your museums and your zoos to see if they have free homeschool days. I know this is more common in larger cities. They'll have a lot of museums in LA, near where we live, have free homeschool days. And I get emails every month telling me, which day is the free homeschool day. You never know. You can inquire. And maybe your local museum, maybe they'll start a free homeschool day because they never considered it. Ask for an educator discount. You will be, at first you're not going to think of yourself as a teacher, but you're educating your children. So you deserve those educator discounts as well, because most of the time you're paying out of pocket for your homeschool resources and curriculum and supplies. So the last educator discount I got was for Adobe Creative Cloud. And that is pretty expensive. And we got a significant discount. So make sure you utilize your educator status and your child's student status. And if you don't have an ID, most of the times you don't need it, but if you do, you can find a local photographer or a homeschool group that has a relationship with a local photographer that can take those photos for you. Next is to wait for the sales. I look for sales that happen during Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, Black Friday, after Christmas. Just, the sales are happening all the time. So keep your eye out and know when to buy something on sale. If it's only 10% off, I probably won't get it. I'll wait until it at least gets to 20% or more off, and then I'll take advantage of that. And then finally, I think is the most important thing is to avoid social media. Not only, number one, is it a time suck. Your time is the only thing that you have that will not regenerate. You cannot make more time. You're limited. So get off the social media for one, because you need to be living your life. And then number two, get off of social media because it's so easy to be glamored by what other people are doing. And it causes FOMO, where you have a fear of missing out and you feel like you need to buy the thing that the other person is talking about and sharing. And you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. It's just a waste of time and money. You just search for things on your own. Don't be so intimidated by it, because it's really not that hard to do. And if you are overwhelmed by all the noise that's out there, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, The Homeschool Edit, so that you can get relevant homeschool information in your inbox, so that that's one less thing that you have to do to go searching for the things that you need. Leave a comment down below and let me know, what is your best budgeting tip when it comes to homeschooling? I'd love to know, and I'll see you in the next one.